Imagine a man who spent his life fascinated by some of the world's most mysterious and misunderstood creatures, snakes. A man whose passion for these reptiles led him to care for and live alongside some of the largest and most powerful species on Earth. But what happens when a lifelong passion turns into a fight for survival? This is the tragic story of Elliot Senseman, a dedicated snake enthusiast whose encounter with an 18-foot python ended in a way no one could have imagined. Stay with us as we unravel the chilling details of that fateful day and explore the thin line between admiration and danger. Elliot Senseman was a man who harbored a deep fascination and passion for reptiles, particularly snakes. Born and raised in the small town of Upper Macungie Township, Pennsylvania, Elliot's interest in these often misunderstood creatures began in childhood. As a boy, he would venture into the woods near his home, catching garter snakes and observing them with a sense of wonder. His love for snakes only grew as he got older, and by the time he reached adulthood, Elliot had become a self-taught expert on reptilian behavior and care. Elliot's fascination with snakes was more than just a hobby. It was a way of life. He spent countless hours studying their habits, learning about different species, and understanding their needs. He had a special affinity for large constrictors such as pythons and boas, which he found to be beautiful and intriguing. Elliot believed that these animals were misunderstood and sought to educate others about their true nature. He often shared his passion with friends and family, and eventually with a broader audience through social media. Elliot's social media pages were filled with photos and videos of him handling and caring for various snakes. His gentle and respectful approach to these animals won him a small but loyal following of fellow reptile enthusiasts. Elliot Senseman wasn't just a snake enthusiast, he was also a snake owner. Over the years, he had built up a private collection of snakes, housing them in enclosures in his home. His collection included a variety of species, from small, non-venomous snakes to larger, more imposing ones. Among his collection were several large constrictor snakes, including Burmese pythons and boa constrictors. Elliot was meticulous about the care of his snakes. He ensured that each one had a suitable environment with the right temperature, humidity, and space to thrive. He fed them appropriately and regularly monitored their health. To Elliot, these snakes were more than just pets. They were a part of his life and passion. Despite his expertise and experience, Elliot was always aware of the potential dangers that came with handling large constrictors. He knew that these powerful animals could pose a threat if not handled correctly, but he believed that with the right knowledge and care, the risks could be managed. For years, Elliot had successfully managed his collection without incident. On the morning of July 20th, 2022, Elliot Senseman was at his home in Upper Macungie Township, caring for his snakes as he had done countless times before. It was a routine day, and Elliot was preparing to clean the enclosure of one of his largest snakes, an 18-foot-long Burmese python. This particular snake was one of Elliot's favorites, a massive creature that he had raised from a young age. Elliot was confident in his ability to handle the python, having done so many times in the past. He entered the enclosure, intending to remove the snake temporarily so that he could clean its habitat. However, as he approached the python, something went wrong. The snake, feeling threatened or startled, reacted defensively. In an instant, the python lunged at Elliot, coiling its powerful body around him. Constrictor snakes, like pythons, kill their prey by wrapping around them and squeezing, cutting off their circulation and ability to breathe. Elliot, caught off guard, struggled to free himself, but the snake's grip was too strong. The python constricted tighter, and Elliot's situation became critical. Elliot's screams for help were heard by a family member who was in the house at the time. They rushed to the enclosure and were horrified to find Elliot being constricted by the massive snake. Realizing the gravity of the situation, they immediately called 911, pleading for help. Emergency responders, including police officers and paramedics, arrived at Elliot's home within minutes. They were confronted with a chaotic and dangerous scene. The python was still wrapped around Elliot, who was unconscious and in dire condition. The first responders knew they had to act quickly to save his life. Using whatever tools they had on hand, the officers and paramedics managed to pry the snake off Elliot's body. It was a difficult and dangerous task, as the python resisted being uncoiled. Finally, they were able to free Elliot and begin administering first aid. He was not breathing and his pulse was weak. The paramedics performed CPR, working desperately to revive him. Elliot Senseman was rushed to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Cedar Crest, where doctors continued to fight for his life. Despite their efforts, the damage done by the snake's constriction was too severe. The python had caused significant trauma to Elliot's chest and had cut off his oxygen supply for too long. Tragically, Elliot Senseman was pronounced dead later that day. The news of Elliot's death shocked his family, friends, and the local community. Those who knew him remembered him as a kind and gentle soul who had a deep love for animals, especially snakes. His death was a stark reminder of the inherent risks involved in handling large and powerful creatures, even for someone with experience and knowledge. Elliot's death sparked a discussion about the keeping of large constrictor snakes as pets. While many people successfully keep and care for these animals, the incident highlighted the potential dangers they pose. Experts in the field of herpetology emphasize the importance of proper training, handling, and respect for these powerful creatures. They stress that while snakes like pythons and boas can be fascinating pets, they require a significant level of care, knowledge, and caution. Elliot Senseman's death was a heartbreaking loss for those who knew him, and for the broader community of reptile enthusiasts. He was remembered as a man who had a deep love and respect for animals, who sought to educate others about the beauty and importance of reptiles, and who lived his life following his passion. His tragic end serves as a sobering reminder of the delicate balance between humans and the wild creatures they admire. Elliot's family and friends held a memorial service in his honor, celebrating his life and his love for the natural world. They shared stories of his adventurous spirit, his kindness, and his unwavering dedication to his snakes. In his memory, they hope to continue his legacy of education and respect for all creatures, great and small. Though Elliot Senseman's life was cut short, his story serves as both a tribute to his passion and a cautionary tale. It reminds us all of the importance of understanding and respecting the animals we share our world with, acknowledging their power and approaching them with the care and caution they deserve. Thank you for joining me on this somber journey through the tragic story of Elliot Senseman, a man whose love for snakes ultimately led to his untimely end. Stories like Elliot's remind us of the incredible power and unpredictability of the natural world. If you found this story compelling, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if any part of this story was distressing or upsetting, please reach out to me directly. Your thoughts and feelings matter. Thank you for watching, and remember to always respect and understand the creatures we share our planet with. Until next time, take care.